Hello, everybody, and welcome back to M&J Games. I am Michael, and today we're looking at a beautiful, beautiful park created on the PS4, and it is called Happy Fun by Planet Coaster PS4. That's the name of the title. And it is created by Rosaries, I think I'm pronouncing that right, underscore 1981. And the description says this park was created within the limitations of the PS4. Modern, colorful style with three themed areas: Old West, Pirate Village, and Oriental Village. This creator said he's from Brazil, so enjoy. And I reached out to the creator about this park, and he is a subscriber and follower of the channel, so I really appreciate the support. And as we kind of get a look here, part of it almost seems kind of like a fun fair type atmosphere with kind of having almost like this fair style with that ride and the Intamin there and stuff. And so yeah, as you can kind of see, we're kind of seeing an overview of this parking lot area. And so here is where the guests truly enter the park. They come up through this spot. That is a tight squeeze for that truck or gosh, I can't speak right now. That bus. Nice. Oh, I like using the green and red. There we go. I'm not going to try to pretend like I know what that means. I feel like I should, but I apologize for not. So this is really well done. I love how, you just got looks like the panel wall up, and it's just kind of hiding the line of sight because that's what you really see in theme parks a lot. And so we got bus parking over here, and this is a really well done parking lot. Oh, you use these cement pieces or whatever they're called. That's really cool. It's like a walkway. So we got bus parking. Then we come around this way, and it looks like you got bus drop off and pick up over here, or taxis potentially. So that's nice. We got the entrance, a little fountain. Maybe one thing I would do there is maybe put a little fence. You could use some wood pieces kind of around the part of the fountain area to kind of create a border, and then put a little fence there. And then here we are. Looks like, what is this? Oh, so newspapers. Okay, so that's really cool. So I wonder if that's really supposed to be newspapers, or if it's meant to look like parking meters and stuff like that, like pay meters and stuff. So we got another entranceway here. So I guess that's the exit. How we exit out of the car park. Gosh, look at me now saying car park instead of parking lot. It does sound a lot better saying that. Oh, I love this little entranceway where the guests walk through. That is super nice. Wow, that's really cool. Okay. So, looks like, yeah, so we got another parking lot on this side. Is it the same? Okay, no, this is more of a staff parking area, so I love seeing the realism of this. You got an area for helicopter. Oh, you actually put a walkway up there. That's nice. And then we've got a staff room here. I do like going into the rooms, but you never know when. We got a little more staff area. Yes. As you never know when people are going to decorate inside the buildings. I love how there's another access door into the park right here, or I guess that's into that building, which in theory would lead you into the park. And really nice backstage area. It's cluttered, which is how it's supposed to be. You've got all this extra equipment and backstage stuff. I feel like that really doesn't need to have windows on the side because it doesn't really look to anything. That's really cool, though. All right. So let's actually enter this park, shall we? Since that is what this is about. So we're going to look at this at the nighttime. So I feel like looking at this, that this is meant to be a night park. Or at least that's my opinion of it. Okay, so, oh, that's cool. In, out. Nice. Really good use of those signs. And then I like having the screen up here, too, that kind of shows a menu. I personally just use the Planet Coaster logo. That's kind of what I choose to do there, but everybody's different with that. So we got a sign that says how much it cost. Um, I mean, I don't know how that money would equate to like American dollars, so I don't know if that's cheap or expensive. But like for example, here in America, like when Jasmine and I went to not Cedar Point, Kings Island last year, we got tickets for $54 for on a Sunday. Um, yeah, so and I like using the different coloring here of like the panel floors, and all of a sudden you kind of switched up the colors, a nice kind of orange. As I said, I do regret not trying as hard at learning the foreign languages when I was in school. So I'm not gonna pretend like like I know what some of these words mean. But nice lockers. I mean, I already can tell. Just love the realism and the effort that's put into this. And little planner here. So nice touch there. So in an instance like this, one thing you could add, if you didn't want to necessarily keep the grass there, is you could add the modular planners. Let me see real quick. Because that is on a grid, yeah. So what you could do is, I mean, it just depends on how you want it to look too. So if you go under here, so let's see, you could just lower it. Oh, I'm in the wrong mode for that. Yeah, there we go. So you could just, and then put this in here, which I know that extends through. I mean, you could edit it, but yeah, so it would just be raised up a little bit, and it would give it that really kind of cool look. So it's just an option of at some point when you kind of develop and make other parks. But that's one thing too I'm trying to do more of is have that kind of stuff. So we got bathrooms. Nice. Got a little, what is probably a staff door. We got the cube. I know I've said this before, but I was terrified to ride one of those in real life, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. What I will say, if you ever go on one of those, don't close your eyes, because I did for a second, and it just kind of disoriented me. Whereas my buddy I was with said, if you just kept your eyes open, you kind of got used to it after a few spins. But it was one of those that I was not looking forward to going on, put it that way. So we got the looper. You got the height measurements. So one thing I like about this is it does almost seem kind of, like I said before, almost like a fairground for this beginning part, because you've got kind of your fair style rides. Oh, this is kind of a cool touch to have this kind of roof. I like that, kind of having this on the side with those lights. Looks nice. The radius, and then here we've got one of the Intamin accelerator coasters, or not accelerator, Intamin, whatever these are called. I know there's another name, Wicked Twister. I don't know the technical term for these. Oh, impulse coaster. Okay. So our weight, and we look at the stats. Biggest drop, 183 feet. So I don't know if, because I've never made one of these in game. I know they're pretty standard. So let's enjoy the coaster. All right, there we go. That was Boomerang is what the name is called, which makes sense because it gives or resembles a boomerang coaster. And Yeah, so let's see. Let's take a look. I still got that highlighted. Oops. So sorry, trying to get the HUD off the screen here. Really unprofessional of me for that. Now, here we go. So it did kind of come to an abrupt ending. It would have been cool if it kind of went through the other side to kind of slow down. But I like the station. You know, it's not anything overly complicated. Um, you know, maybe putting some beams or scaffolding pieces across the top, and you could have something kind of supporting this from the top because, you know, obviously this is not supported right now, which is not realistic. But this is really really cool. And so let's go ahead and move on. So I wonder where to go next. Let's see. The Pirate Village. We'll go to Pirate Village first, and we'll kind of circle back around. Oh, this is nice over here. Love this little water feature. This is nice. You got the skull with the fire in it. Oh, that's a cool look, isn't it, in the backdrop? That's a really cool look. So we get the pirate boat. Oh, Buccanero. Yeah, so this looks really nice. So let's see. This has got to be the entrance to the boat ride. Now, I will say, because when I did kind of take a look around at this, here's the queue. I don't know if this is the one that kind of came in the adventure update because it did look familiar, but I could be totally wrong about that, and I don't want to just assume without when this could have been created from scratch and stuff. But check out this queue. I mean, how majestic is this? And that wooden coaster looks awesome. Yeah, so we're going to take a ride on O Buccanero. Right, so we just got off the Armada, the water ride, and what makes me think this is part of the blueprint is how this is just a tad bit over the water. So I would have just probably lowered it a little bit, but what I do love about this is, I mean, this queue is just awesome. Just really, really well done. And I mean, it just looks kind of pretty majestic, as, obviously, as a castle should. So, El Bucanero, as we said before. Now we're going to hop over the path this way because there was the exit. And now one thing, too, that, I would like to see is, because, if you think about theme parks, like, you do have some places that are kind of destination points, but a lot of them also connect to other destination points. And if you look here, there's not a connection. Like, we can't go from here to that other destination point to the one on the other side. So everything is kind of through the middle of the park. And so that's one thing I would probably change, is to add a path there to get to that Asian-inspired section of the park. And so we come this way, and we'll look back at this this food place in a second. So, Happy Meat. What's y'all's favorite food to get at a theme park? I mean, you can never go wrong with burger and fries, in my opinion. Or pizza, my two favorite foods. So, Oriental Village, I'm guessing, is probably what that means. And oh, this walkway is really, really cool with the red lighting. It just looks nice. And then Tiamat. I know I'm probably mispronouncing that, but that looks like a really, really majestic wooden roller coaster. And so that sign is really well done as well. And so we got a little food stall area here. And this is nice. I like how you had a viewpoint there as well. And so we got the lights. Let's see. So Chinatown. So there's not really many rides over in this area. I know we got that ride right there. The Sky Temple, which just takes up such a massive footprint in this game. And then here is the entrance. And I like how you've used the fencing as, or gosh, I can't speak right now, the ceiling tiles. I like the roof too. Is that wooden beams? I think that's just wooden beams. So that's a good job. Now, honestly, what I would do with these lights is I would raise them up in the ceiling just a tad bit. But so you got space to raise them up into the ceiling. Oh, no, those aren't wooden beams. That's a specific type of roofing. Yeah, I'll just raise them up just a tad bit to kind of make them almost like recessed lighting. So then we come here to the wooden coaster. And let's take a look at the stats. Just got to lower that terrain a little bit. So it's the Gnarler, and it is 150 feet, good G-forces, 2 airtime hills. So let's go ahead and take a ride on the coaster. All right, so we just got off the wooden coaster. And one thing, too, is I liked it. I think it had good pacing. I think pretty smooth. Not too big long of a layout because it's really just almost like an out and back one time. So after that first hill, there's not a ton of drops. Like you got this one. There's it's maybe just adding a little bit more airtime, but I understand you've kind of bordered the entire park and you probably were kind of running low on percentage to use. But the one suggestion I would give is, that is like um, way too gradual in my opinion of a hill at the very top. Like you think about how, like if you look at pictures of Coaster, how when they crest the hill, it kind of pretty quickly levels out and then descends. So it really should only be about half of that, or even less. So just look at pictures of wooden coasters and see just kind of how it crests the top of the hill. I'm still working on getting that narrowed down on some of my coasters, like with my Giga coasters and stuff, RMCs, stuff like that. But that was the Asian inspired section. And then here we've got a nice little food place with a couple different style buildings, a ton of food. So I guess here's the place to be if you're hungry. And then, yeah, so then over here we've got, is this a hotel? Maybe a restaurant? Okay, so restaurant. Yeah, Happy Meal or Happy Meat. That makes sense. Happy Meat would be a restaurant, not a hotel. Um, but yeah, and so one thing I would do here is I would place down some kind of custom curbing just to kind of add a little bit of more of a unique look to it. And you could do that with, some wooden planks, wooden pieces, those thick wooden beams, turn it sideways. And then I would just use some more flowers or stuff or, terrain paint as well. That would just be my suggestion. But once again, we're back here to kind of the centerpiece of the park. And I do like how you've used in some areas these different color ceiling tiles, ceiling pieces. I think that looks looks nice. So I think the last main area is over here, which is the Old Western. I'm trying to make sure we've seen all of this. Yeah, he's over here was... Oh, wait, hold on. That's the Looper. I was trying to see... Oh, I didn't know if that went in the haunted house or not. Oh, I hear my friends. Where are my friends? There they are. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. I love these guys in the game. Da 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 da. I like this ride skin for this bumper carts. Looks nice. One thing too is having these ride signs at every ride is really cool as well. And let me actually, because I saw this the other day when I was doing a tour with Maddie. Yeah, so this is just okay. So let's delete that. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, that's different than I was expecting. I was expecting a road sign. It is a road sign. It's a traffic sign. Just using letter I's for that. Yeah. So maybe what I would do is, are those colored differently? I'm trying to see if. Yeah, they are colored. Okay, you just can't see they're colored now. So I was gonna say green and red. Kind of makes me want to go back to some of the places around the park and see if they are colored differently based on the thrill of the ride. So that would be really, really cool. But yeah, really well done. I just love the feel of this. It feels really, really cool. And now we got the Old West. We got a nice train as visual there. Ooh, we got another coaster. So, Street Fox Coffee. Nice little eating place. And I wish the guests really did use like the eating areas more. Oh, that's kind of a cool thing. The train went through the building. That's a cool little touch. Kind of adding some scenery and stuff and theming. Oh, it looks really nice. So let's see if this is okay. Cash machine, ATM, another information booth. I feel like they don't really use information booths much. Let's exit. Now I do know that means entrance, and that means exit. Then I'm trying to just we'll ride the coaster at the end. But as we kind of walk this way, where's the coaster? Oh, here we go. There we go. So we got a hyper jump over here. A lot of wooden beams. A lot of beams. It's a nice, really nicely decorated queue, kind of making it feel like it's part of an old western area, obviously, since this is called Old West. Yeah, so it's a nice job. That's well done. Well done. Okay. So now, if we go this way, looks like this takes us to oh, this goes to the coaster. This is where we can check out the. Why is it not letting me? I'm trying to do this without. There we go. No, it's still in the same spot. Yeah, I was just checking to see if the green lines moved up in terms of it being more of a thrill ride. So this is called Ultimato. There we go. So let's go ahead and look at the stats, and then we will hop on the coaster. If I can ever get to the results button. There we go. You got it, Michael. So it's got 9 inversions. Wow. That's a lot. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a ride on the coaster. All right, so that was the coaster, and now I'm wondering what this is the entrance to. Oh, Gears of Fear. I should have just read the sign. Now, I will say, I think you need to have a little bit more space here, because I think when it comes through with this part, they almost clip. Um, so I think just a little more space with that, but I love this train going through. I mean, some of these queues are really well done. You got a little water space here. What I will say about this coaster is I like this part through here. I'm not a big fan of this part because it just that would get you sick. Is you just go too fast through that. Now maybe if you elongated it and had instead of 2 of them, just one where it's kind of really um, um, I'm trying to think of the correct word because elongate is probably not the correct word that I'm trying to use. But basically, you have it. Um, gosh, I can't speak right now. So basically, the element is more drawn out. There we go. It's more drawn out instead of it being super quick like that. That probably would be a little bit better. And then the last thing that we have over here is we have this haunted house called Monster House. So we'll go ahead and take a ride on this. Which I have yet to make a haunted house in this game or even use the in-game one. But this just looks, I mean, just really nice to look with it. Once again, whether it's an in-game one or one that's been created on your own, you've added it well into the park, and it looks nice. So that was a pretty intense haunted house ride. I'm surprised so many people are on it because there are a couple moments where the spinning was pretty intense. So I'd suggest maybe slowing it down just a tad bit. And like I said, I've never made one of these, so I don't really know how the spinning aspect works, and if it's controlled or not. But other than that, it was cool. So really good job, and I do really like this park overall. I think on your next one, I would like to see a different variety of coasters, like the fact that you have two of essentially the same coaster type in the park. Out of your three coasters, I think is a little bit of a disadvantage in the sense that you're not really offering up a different variety. But I do almost like how it kind of almost feels like, like a fair almost at times. Parking lot is one of the best I've seen on console. Looks fantastic. Um, and yeah, I think overall it was a really, really good park, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. And thank you so much for following the channel, and for anybody who's watching this, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. And if you aren't subscribed, help us reach 1,000 subscribers. And like I said, thank you guys so much for all the support and all the comments and suggestions. It really means a lot. And I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day.